This is one of my favorite movies, man. One of my favorite movies. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Nobody Asked But. I'm your host, Tarek Bryant, and today is going to be a fun one because we're going to talk about one of my favorite movies. Okay, this is like my top 5 favorite movie. It was so hard to even write for it because it's just such a fantastic film. It has a special place in my heart because I used to watch this as a kid. I grew up watching it, and then, even as an adult, I watched it, and now I get to watch it with my son. So this movie definitely plays a special role in my upbringing. I remember I would use it to go to sleep. I would have nightmares at night, and so I would think about a specific scene when Hogarth taking the food to the giant in order to get a picture.
Crunchy delicious Nettle! Come and get it!
And so I would think about this because of the music. The music for this movie is just so whimsical. It's so well done. It has the ability to trigger so many different emotions, probably because it's composed by the late Michael Kamen, that genius of a composer. I don't even remember going to the theaters to see it. I just remember it being on VHS and me just rewatching it over and over again. It means a lot to me. The characters, the story. I tried with this to stray away from the Superman connection because when I Googled, when I YouTubed the Iron Giant, there was a lot of references going towards Superman. Well, there's much more that goes on within it on a deeper level than just Superman. The idea that the director, Brad Bird, took to go more in depth with this character, and with this, he definitely knew what he was doing.
The thing that I pitched to Warner Brothers was, what if a gun had a soul?
What does that mean to you? What if a gun had a soul? That question is answered with the Iron Giant. So I feel like this was a very long introduction, but if you haven't guessed it, we're going to be talking about the Iron Giant today on Nobody Asked But. So why don't we just get into it, shall we?
Nobody asked you, bold boy.
All right, so with this movie comes 3 points that I want to tackle. One being the concept of the gun having a soul. It's so beautifully done. Again, with the help of Michael Kamen and the brilliant animators brought this to life. And we're going to talk about that later too. The animation is just so amazing. I think it is a great way to take a story and bring it home to a relatability. If you've never seen The Iron Giant, it's basically about an Iron Man who crashes onto the coast of Maine and is befriended by a young boy named Hogarth Hughes. And Hogarth basically parents this giant robot and teaches him the difference between good and evil, teaches him about life, teaches him about himself, that being the giant. With this film comes a deeper knowledge, a deeper introspection, or an idea of what introspection means, what it could mean for some people, just in case you haven't seen it. So let's discuss how the guns are represented in the film. And we see that when the deer is killed, because it's such a sweet and such a sincere moment of the giant interacting with this deer. The vulnerability of both of them at that moment is brilliant.
Well, I guess he decided to...
The teachings of death and the realization that the giant has, and the realization that we, the audience, have of how there's another side to his character. With that changes the whole script as well too.
Yes, guns kill.
It can go from silly to extremely serious, like borderline drama. Hogarth is me. Hogarth is every other boy out there who dreamt of having their own giant robot, or befriending an alien from space who's just cool. Because that's pretty much what it is. He's parenting this newborn giant. With his teachings, you see a wisdom from Hogarth.
But it's not your fault. Things die. It's part of life. It's bad to kill, but it's not bad to die.
You can't see that without giving props to the mom, okay? Because most of the ideas and the conversations that he has are from his mother teaching him about, souls and what it means to be human, what it means to have all these emotions. He also is so wise in the sense of showing him the difference between good and evil with the comic books. Of course, the Iron Giant, would see Atomo and feel like that's relatable. And Brilliant Hogarth is like, no, you're like Superman. You're a good guy. It's not a robot, so to speak. It does have feelings. So when we see him lying down thinking about the deer, we see it as a machine at first, but when it comes to the brass bolts of it, this machine has feelings. It has emotions.
And that means you have a soul. And souls don't die.
I think it's a beautiful moment, that scene talking about how souls don't die. Nobody asked me, but for me, seeing that scene, it just shows you an example of introspection. The giant is constantly trying to figure out who it is.
Souls don't die.
It's beautiful faith. It's beautiful faith that Hogarth befriended the giant. Because had it been any of those other kids, oh my God.
That's what opulence means. It's probably been sent by foreign enemies to take over the country. We should bomb it to smithereens before it does.
And that shows you something too, is the difference between Hogarth and what's going on during that time in America. It's all about, the atomic age. You see how extreme everybody is at just taking down something that is different to them, that is foreign, because it automatically means death.
No, they'll panic. People always wig out and start shooting when they see something big like you. Oh, wig out. It means crazy. No, don't do that.
Oh.
I love the animation in this movie. It's so well done. I miss 2D. Bring back 2D animation, okay? Dean, let's focus on Dean, because my dude is so cool. And they draw him cool, they play him cool, and they got the coolest voice in town, Harry Connick Jr.
He's sort of the token 50s hep cat, he's an artist. Everything is cool with him.
So with his expressions though, they do such a great job. Like even in the beginning with the squirrel, or when he's impressed with the giant when he's doing when he's eating the scrap.
Oh, forget it. It's gone. It's not bad.
The giant ends up being Dean's artist intern, pretty much. He's helping him create all these different art projects.
Get out here, and you have him doing arts and crafts.
You got a problem with arts and crafts, little man?
He's a giant robot, Dean.
Again, there's another influence. The giant is learning how to create beauty, not destroy, but create. So all these different influences help the giant learn more about himself. I love the exaggerations of the face. I love how they mix 3D with 2D. I love it because it's not what you see usually nowadays. Nowadays, everything is pretty much 3D. And I'm not gonna forget my dude Hogarth. Eli, where you at? Eli Marienthal. Dude, that coffee scene.
So she moved me up a grade because I wasn't fitting in. So now I'm even more not fitting in. I was getting good grades, like always. So my mom says, you need stimulation. And I go, no, I'm stimulated enough right now.
That's for
So
sure.
she goes,
I don't know how you did that. I don't know if they sped up the speed, but if you did that, like genuinely, I dig it, bro.
You are who you choose to be.
And then you got Kent Mansley.
Let's get out of here!
Yo, Kent Mansley.
Hey there, Scout. Kent Mansley. I work for the government. With that ego involved, he goes on this journey to find this thing. He reports this little town when there's, it's like this podunk town. Biggest thing in this town is probably the homecoming queen. Oh my God!
A wonderfully well-adapted animation film that delivers on all cylinders, okay? It shows you the dangers of violence, specifically guns, to the deeper inner ideas of having a soul and how to introspect and look on ourselves. Nobody asked me, but they really should play this in schools from kindergarten to grade school to see like who we want to be, the choices that we made. This is the Iron Giant. It's such a beautiful tale. And it's funny too because it wasn't like that. It's adapted from a book, The Iron Man, I believe, by Ted Hughes. It's completely different. Like we have a completely different story. And Brad Bird took this, and again, it shows you his creative ability, his ability to see through the fog when it comes to these stories and pull out things that are more real, that we will latch onto, that we will learn from. He went off when he figured that Hogarth was dead. That dent, oh my god, when the dent came up, it was like, bruh, they better like run. Like,
All battleships fire at the robot!
because after that, it was just off to the races. It really came down to trying to remind the giant of who it really was.
To kill. Guns kill. And you don't have to be a gun. You are what you choose to be. You choose.
I'm gonna watch it tonight, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Okay? There's nothing you can do. Having these concepts within a children's movie is fantastic. If you're liking what you're watching, why don't you hit the subscribe button so that way you can stay in the loop with all other shindigs that come on this channel, because there's gonna be a lot more. The Iron Giant, go watch it. This movie is very special to me. I'm literally gonna watch it tonight, and I feel like it's also a great movie as the seasons are changing. It's one of those movies that you should watch every year. It's a very warm movie, and I think it's brilliant for November as we change into different seasons. We're transitioning. It's not on any streaming networks that I know of, but if you search it, I'm sure you'll find it. My name is Tarek Bryant. This is Nobody Asked But, and do yourself a favor and watch The Iron Giant. Watch it on a Friday. It's a good Friday movie. You just finished the week. You want to watch something inspiring, uplifting, watch The Iron Giant. Because, again, it's a great film. And my name is Tarek Bryant. This is Nobody Asked But, and I hope you all enjoyed this feature presentation. Peace out, y'all.
Nobody asked you, bold boy.